It's great to have Corbyn here. About just over a year ago, before Jeremy arrived, I was on the radio, and somebody asked me to name my favourite Westminster politician, and I said it'd be easier to name my favourite infection, right? And the DG went, no, hypothetically speaking, you're in a hot air balloon with Margaret Thatcher and Tony Blair. Who do you throw out? I went, probably myself, right? The Tories are back, and I've discovered there's a question you must never ask about the Tories, and that is, can they get any worse? Because that's a challenge they quite like to fucking rise to. David Cameron says the reason that more people are using food banks is because more people are aware of them. Yeah, because once one person has malnutrition, every fucker wants it, don't they? And he says he's a Christian as well, a Christian, eh? A Christian Tory. You might as well call yourself a vegetarian butcher, because Jesus hated the poor, didn't he? There was that time he cured the cripple. He says, take up thy bed and walk. You've been declared fit for work, you scrounging bastard. Oh, dear. And it's for hard-working people. This is what we get for Cameron all the time. We're for hard-working. What's a hard-working person? Define it. I don't know. I'm a comedian, right? That means I work late. My day starts between 11 and 12. Does that make me lazy? I don't think so. Sometimes people crash into that. You know, I had a promoter the other week, and he wanted to have a meeting, right? And he went, how does 9 a.m. sound? It's like, I don't know. I've heard it shit, right? But what's a hard-working? David Cameron, he actually had 15 holidays in his first 5 years in power. He was abroad that much. UKIP thought he was an immigrant, right? And he's the action prime minister when he's on holiday, isn't he? You see him, he's swimming, he's climbing, he's cooking. He's one bike ride away from his own fucking tampon advert. He really is. And he's a hard-working person, See, scientists actually say that the amount of sleep you need is down to your genetics, right? And it says why somebody like Einstein required 11 hours sleep, whereas somebody like Margaret Thatcher only required 4 hours sleep, right? And I think that's bugger all to do with genetics. I just think if I'd done half the evil shit that Thatcher done, I couldn't sleep either, right? So, who have we got back? The Lib Dems, that's them gone now, isn't it? I love that Nick Clegg thought he was in a coalition, eh? He was in a coalition in the same way the Emu used to be in a coalition with Rod Hull, like, you know? And he says he's proud of his achievements in government. It's like, yeah, well done, Nick. You took the Lib Dems from a party of government to a party whose MPs we can fit in an 8-seater taxi, right? There's now more former members of the fucking Sugar Babes than there is Liberal Democrat MPs.
Well, I'm a Scottish person that lives in Newcastle, and I'm a comedian. I mean, a professional comedian for 11 years, been involved in comedy for 16 years. When the Tory government came back to power, I switched over to political comedy. I thought every comedian in Britain would switch over to political comedy once the Conservatives were back in power. Never really happened. So what brought me to Corbyn was I absolutely believe in his policies. I believe in his economic strategies. You know, I believe in his political philosophy, and I was just over the moon that somebody like him arrived and ended up with the leadership of the Labour Party, and I'm confident that he's going to do really well with that leadership.
Because the political landscape's changing a lot of things. We've got problems up here with right-wing elements. South Shields, a bit of UKIP hotbed. I was doing a gig in South Shields a couple of weeks ago, and I said, is there any UKIP supporters in? And quite a few people went, yeah. And then I went, okay, well, no need to shout out, just raise your hands, right? Because Nigel Farage, he did, which actually, you know, it's narrow-minded to dismiss UKIP as a bunch of racists, because don't forget the misogynists and homophobes as well. There was that UKIP councillor that had to suspend him, because he said the floods in England happened because we allowed in gay marriage. It's a great argument, and it's logical. Is God punishing us via the weather? Is that true? Because if that is true, you know that statue of Jesus that's in Brazil, right? 2 months ago, that got struck by lightning, and they had to repair it, right? And I thought, well, God must be upset. He's bloody self-harming, right? And there was another kipper. He took out a full-page advert in the Daily Telegraph, and it said in it, homophobia doesn't exist because the word's not in the dictionary. It's another great argument. So I got my dictionary. It is in the dictionary. I don't know why I doubted it, right? I mean, I got my dictionary out, and homophobia is in the dictionary. It's sandwiched in between homoerotic and homosexual, right? Which is probably the last place that homophobia wants to be sandwiched. But that'll teach it a lesson, right?